What up?
How's everybody doing? Everybody feeling?
Hola.
Hola.
Hola,
Notice
hola,
there's
hola.
Everyone will notice that there's one more bald man and one less ginger man. Kyle's doing something cool, and we'll touch on it for a second. But welcome to the Rev Match Podcast, the automotive podcast where I've fucking given up. I'm just gonna let them talk about German shit for an hour and a half. So I fucking
bitch.
I couldn't fucking do it anymore. They kept going on and on about it. No, real talk. Julio is a homie. We actually know him from dealership life. And he's got a sick 911 that we're going to talk about. Kyle will not be joining us this evening because Kyle is doing Huracan things.
What?
Fuck yeah.
Baller.
So that's Chris.
What?
Yeah, Chris wasn't here.
Go look at the text, Chris.
So
Go look at the text.
Kyle texted me earlier and says, "Hey, I'm probably not gonna make it," or he DMs me or some shit. He goes, "I'm probably not gonna make it. I'm heading down to LA to just for some Huracan launch." The Huracan in question is the STO, which is the Super Trofeo Omologate, which is the fucking homologation special for it's a goddamn race car. Is basically the point. It's a fucking race car, right? So he's changing tires. He's changing tires at a press event. His homie called him and he was like, "You want to come swap 305s around all evening long while these journalists lap this thing at Willow Springs?"
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's dope.
Yeah,
Yes.
so he
Sign me up, please.
So he hucked the GTI down there, and he's he's being a tire tech right now.
Experience.
Yeah,
I
that's what
wonder
I
if he'll get
said.
to take it out. That'd be
Like,
dope.
They're not
Just
going to let
think
him
when
take that out.
when he's 40 years older and he's looking back and he got to be the one to put.
I got to
tires-
change tires for rich dudes. Fuck yeah!
Right?
Hell yeah! Don't give a shit.
I got to rub some dude's balls while he laps somebody else's. Or no, it is cool. It is cool. No, there's like insurance reasons and shit, Timmy, why they can't just let him lap it. I believe. I was like, dude, you should try to whip the GTI around. I think I can't remember if he said he's at Willow Springs or Bunwell, but and then he's like, "Oh, I don't have a helmet," which I was like, that's important. You do actually have to have one of those. So that's kind of a bummer for him, but whatever. It's cool. We roll with it. But yeah. Julio, welcome to the podcast. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
We appreciate you being here. More importantly, what
brother.
are you drinking?
Starting with who?
You.
You.
Who is you, motherfucker?
The only beer to
Corona.
drink. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Hold on.
Alex.
Nice.
What are you
Coronas? Yeah, I
What
mean,
is
it's
that?
like, what is what?
What you're drinking?
What is what?
What are you drinking?
What?
drinking? Yeah. What the fuck was that?
So this is,
Are you okay?
I don't know if anybody knows what.
Duckies?
Bucky's. It's Bucky's.
Bucky's.
So I don't know. Have we talked about Bucky's on the podcast yet? Have we ever? Okay.
No.
Dude, okay, fucking shit. Bucky's is a cultural experience out here, okay? It's like it's a gas station, but like
What?
if a gas station and a Costco had a baby, they make
Okay.
their own pulled pork. You can see them make it, they cut it, they make their own jerky, they make their own fudge, they make their own like seasoned and smoked nuts, bacon, like dried salmon. There's like
At a gas station?
Yeah, there's like a Bed Bath and Beyond in that motherfucker. You can get home decor, coolers. Yeah, there's like
Not a
47 gas, but yeah, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's like I don't know.
Although,
Listen,
isn't the world's biggest gas station in fucking Texas?
probably that's the most aggressively Texan thing ever. So I
Probably
can't
got like
imagine
50,000 horsepower.
yeah, it's just. But anyway, if you ever get the chance to go to a Buc-ee's because it's a fucking. Anyway, we got these cups because we were. Jess's homegirl came into town from California. We are like, you got to go see Buc-ee's.
Oh,
right?
I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah. So, and we got these cups because they change colors when you pour. They're like, remember the Matchbox cars back in the day where you pour hot and cold water on it? Yeah, they do the same
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
That's
dope.
What do you
It's a
think's in the
Yeeclaw.
cup?
It's a
Thank
fucking
you.
E-Claw.
It's 2.5 shots of Deep Eddy's lime and a White Claw. That's what's in it.
Oh man.
Well, it takes all your bad feelings and turns them into good feelings.
I have the same thing. Like literally, it's
Mhm.
the best. thing in the
Yeah,
world.
I expected that.
Yeah. Timmy, what do you
Timothy,
think?
and we drink a Timothy.
I have Jameson with 7-Up.
Nice. Okay.
It's a
Okay.
very good combination.
I remember my first cocktail. Just fucking-
Is
I
that
was
what you had in the
literally-
fridge?
I was
Is that
just
what you
fucking-
had in the fridge?
Dude, I have lots of stuff in the fridge. You
And
can't
that's-
return
Yeah, of course.
alcohol.
And
there's
that's
tons of
what
shit in the fridge.
that's what you decided. You had lots of shit in the fridge, and you decided on Jameson and Sprite.
Leave him alone.
Yeah, it's easy
All
to
right.
drink. And,
All right, I like it.
I mean, I already
Uh,
took my shot, before we started.
This is my second one of these. So I just got I got my second COVID dose on Saturday. Was like completely laid out on Sunday, right? Like
Mhm.
bad. And then like I'm still like coming out of it a little bit. Like Monday at work when I went in, I was like sweaty, like till like halfway through the day. And then today, my wife and I were talking about it, and she's like, I was like, yeah, I still get like randomly lightheaded and stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's still kind of like wearing up. And then I'm like, I got up and I was like, yeah, I'm all lightheaded. And then I picked my glass up and there's like this much of it in there, and I'd been drinking it for like 25 minutes, and I was like, or maybe
Or maybe I just might be feeling a little good right now.
Oh man.
maybe overdid it a little bit.
A smidge.
As we figured out before the show started, Chris is
Wait,
drinking a cup of tequila.
It's cold. It's a cold half cup of tequila.
The cup of tequila.
Love it.
Mhm.
Love it.
Nice.
We do love that.
Although I can say at my bachelor party, I've never seen two. That was horrible, kid.
The hair on
I've
my
never
chest.
seen
Oh.
a grown ass man and a grown woman, kid's girlfriend, drink so much tequila sitting there by themselves, just shot for shot for shot. No joke. Like they legit were probably. You had to be at least 8 or 9 shots deep with this girl. Tequila. And
My
I
son
mean,
thought
we're
I
not
was
talking
tequila.
these little, we're talking like it's a shot.
Mhm.
Kid
Mhm.
can drink some tequila. I've seen that. That's a scary thing, man.
Tequila's the wonder drink. There's like no hangover with tequila. For me, at least.
The wonder drink? There is
It's a wonder drink. It's the golden ticket.
I'm
I'm down with it.
I'm gonna respectfully disagree with you
Highly.
on that
highly
because
disagree on that
I've
one.
never met a tequila that didn't make me want to fight somebody. So
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of energy behind tequila.
yeah,
Yeah,
just saying.
yeah.
Just saying. It's a little rough. It's a little much. Oh, I just ruined the browser capture. So yeah, the reason why we have Julio here, and I should have done a better job and had him send me some photos of this bad mamma jamma. But Julio, you've had a couple of cool cars, right? So you have and is any of this shit on your Instagram? Do you have photos of the cars on your Instagram?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, well, I'll
Like
look it
one
up.
or two of each.
Okay, perfect. That's all we need.
It was really exciting because I never knew Julio, and the first time I met him, we just
Right.
pulled up to Porsche for a drive, and there was a 911 in the parking lot. And I was like, "What is this guy?"
Who is this man?
Well, the fucked up part is that I really thought Tim knew who Julio was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea. and
I
was like,
didn't
"Oh
know.
my God,
I
like,
didn't. I
that's my
couldn't believe
color."
anybody didn't know who Julio was because and I'm putting it on the. If you guys are watching,
Well, which is
this
funny
thing.
because like you had the yellow M3, right?
That's
Still
what I was
does.
just about to say. Yeah.
I worked in sales when he had that, but I had never actually. known
Yeah.
Yes.
Sick.
So Julio
I
was the one that put me on game to ISE coilovers, actually, because you have ISEs, or I don't know if you still do, but you had them on the E36. And
Yes,
you were
still
like,
do.
and you're like, dude, for the money. And I will say, for the money, I paid $987 for a set of coilovers, and they ride nicer
Nice.
than my factory suspension and keep the car flattered. So I'll take it, right?
Yeah.
Like obviously it's
Yep. All day long.
they're
Yeah.
noisier than Chris's kids than his KWs, but they're also 30% of the cost, so you get what you pay for, right?
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
but yeah, that thing's like full stripped out, fender flared, like
Mhm.
track car.
Yeah, exactly.
So where have you taken that thing?
Well, nowhere yet because the engine's got like 300K on it.
Oh, shit.
So
Shit.
What's
I
up?
haven't, yeah,
So
I have
wait.
another
So
engine.
how did you start? How did the M3 start with you though? Like, did you did you put all that miles on that car, or how did you
Wow.
get it?
So I got it with 200K, and I think I got it back in 2012 or 2013 because I had an E36 before, and that didn't end well. So I really wanted another one.
You can't just no. You can't just say it didn't end well. And then, like, you gotta, like,
That means there's a story. Come on.
yeah. How did it, like? Did it explode or like?
No, what was a salvage title, non-M, and I moved to St. Louis, and I took
Missouri?
it out there. Yeah,
Okay.
and I took it out there, and the roads out there are pretty rough, and obviously
Yeah.
I think there was some rust underneath, and it totally demolished one of the rear shock mounts.
Which
Well,
is a thing. That's like a thing on the subframe mounts, right? Like that's like a fucking
yes.
thing on E36s, which I was not aware of. And I was like, because you know me, I'm like perennially shopping for cars, right? And I'm always looking for like a drift chassis because that's still the
Yeah.
goal. And it's like I was looking at E36s before they fucking skyrocketed. Like they're ridiculous. They're fucking ridiculous right now.
Dude, everything is ridiculous.
I
Right
know
now.
it's the worst time to buy, but like, no,
God.
did you guys see that piece of shit like E36 M3 that just went for like 17.5 on Bring a Trailer and it was rough as
What?
fuck? Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
dude. Like
First
the
of
whole
all,
thing was rusted out.
first of all,
Rusted out.
if you wanna sell your car for way more than it's worth, sell it on Bring a Trailer.
Oh yeah.
Fucking, it's like, hey, you want to single handedly inflate an entire market? Thanks, Bring a Trailer. But yeah, I was like researching them, and you're looking up like parts availability and aftermarket support, and you see all this shit for like subframe mount reinforcement, and I'm like, is this really a thing? It's like, yeah, dude, the shock towers in the
100%.
back and the rear subframe mount, and the shock towers are way easier to fix than the rear subframe mounts because
They are if
like,
you do it prematurely, preemptively.
yeah. But like,
But yeah.
I don't know if you watch like Mike Burrows, the stance work, bro. He's doing that. Okay, so first of all, he's doing a Liberty walked turbo K swap 308 Ferrari time attack car.
What?
Yeah, dude. Okay, so first of all, this
That
fucking
sounds sick.
this K series that he bought was $12,000. It's a full billet K series with a dry sump and naturally aspirate, non VTEC, naturally aspirated. It makes like 800 horsepower or some stupid shit, right? And then he's putting a turbo on it, so it's gonna be like a 1200 horsepower turbo K series Ferrari 308 wide body Liberty walk, full custom suspension, custom control, whatever. He's got an E36 that he's had for years, that silver one that he's been pushing around, and he like showed how fucked like the rear subframe mounts can get, and I was like, yo, I don't want any part of that. Like, I don't want anything to fucking do with it. And he's like, this car's never been outside of California and it's still happening. And I was like, I don't know. Anyway,
nah, I'm good.
so the ass fell out of E36, and then what happened?
Yep. So I parted it out, and I was on the search for another one, definitely an M. And I actually found one in Oregon. It was purple. I really wanted
Ooh, the
a nice
Technoviolet.
color. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the dude wanted 7K for it, and I was like, yeah, that's kind of far, but still worth it. And then right before I left, someone showed me, hey, there's a yellow one for sale locally. I think it was in Lodi or Galt. So I went to check it out, and I was like, "Oh, sweet, I will take it."
Fuck it.
And
That's awesome.
Should have got the Techno Violet though. You could have sold that bitch for like 20 grand.
yeah, maybe I couldn't say no to this one. It was only 4K.
4 grand is not for it's a
Not
4-door,
bad.
right?
Yep.
The 4-doors are kind of cool because they're not.
When you got them? Sorry. So you said 200K?
Mhm.
Nice. That's what's
Why-
up for
Wait,
4
Tom
grand?
says
That's hella dope.
we're making Eric at his shop with the E36 very angry. We would like to know more. Please expound. In the chat. But yeah, it's fucking sick, dude. That's fucking tight. So
Ow.
it wasn't strips when you bought it, right?
No,
Okay. Is it caged? It's not caged though, right? It's stripped, but it's not caged.
no, it's not caged. I'm gonna put a roll bar in it, but not yet.
I mean, you bought a whole 911. So like
It hindered my E36 plans.
I mean, at least
for the
you
rec-
don't have to do anything to the 911.
Okay.
I mean, you
here we
can.
go.
There's-
So it starts. We got a whole 20 minutes before we started stroking off Ferdinand Porsche. Nice.
Wait.
Mm.
Let the man finish on the M3. Come on now.
No. We got pretty much got to the end of
Yeah.
that because it's full suspension. It's got a
Big brakes,
big brakes, wide body. It's like 275s each corner,
275s.
which is a fuckload of meat for the record.
Damn.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, I mean that's about it. So are you gonna like S54 swap it?
I'd love to, but maybe LS.
I mean the fucked up part is Ellis is cheaper.
Way cheaper.
Right?
It's so much
And
cheaper.
lighter.
to-
Fucking dumb
know.
American shit, man. I swear.
It's
Fuck.
listen, dude. If you LS is like
By the way,
The
we're
one-
22 minutes into you talking about an LS swap.
I go episodes without LS swaps. Run it back. Run this shit
I'm not
back.
mad at it. I'm not mad at the.
I'm not mad at it, though. I'm not mad at it.
So I was just watching the last like
Tom's stomach.
I did, I know, because he thinks his car is the best thing ever, and everyone's pointing out it's a rust bucket. That's fucked. Leave the boy alone. Let him dream. Also,
Jesus
Tom,
Christ.
if you don't bag and fucking biodiesel swap that fucking AMG, that shit better be running on French fries in like 3 weeks. Anyway,
Those wheels that you had posted the other day. The
Ew.
Mercedes
Yeah.
wheels.
Those are sick.
Oh.
somebody sent those to him, right? I think Kyle sent them to him. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Fuck, I lost my train of thought. Fucking miscreants. What was I talking about? I don't even remember.
Talking about LS swapped.
Oh,
Got
Porsche
lighter.
Yeah, so I was watching I consume a lot of automotive media, obviously. And the dudes at Hoonigan, they had an old Volvo Amazon that this dude built. And he had he had like a 5.3 in it. Right, which is so it's the iron block. No, I'm sorry, it was a 5.7. So it's the LS one, right? It's like a Corvette, like a C5 Corvette base engine in it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. Now the
They're
Amazon
just
had
the block, and the heads have are different on the thing, right?
No, I think it was a full stock fucking LS1.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, Tom got air suspension. Well done, sir.
Mm.
I can't wait to see that car. We need to shoot that car again when it's all fucking done.
Yeah,
That's
and then
gonna
we
be
need
sick.
to have Tom on the show for the build.
We do need to have Tom on the show for the build. You've officially earned yourself the illustrious fucking honor of being on our podcast. I can't even say it with a straight face. I can't even fucking finish that sentence. with a
I
straight face.
can, motherfucker. Yes, we can.
Anyway, what I was trying to say is that the Amazon came with a 4-banger back in 60 whatever. The V8 was lighter than the 4-cylinder. The naturally aspirated 4-cylinder that came with that car because it was all cast iron block, cast iron head, whatever. Dude, LS3 is lighter than an SR20 with fully dressed SR20
Really?
Holy shit.
by 150 pounds.
Holy shit.
Bone stock,
V8, baby.
fully dressed, like alternator, everything, both engines, right? LS3
Wow.
versus stock, right? Because you got to remember a stock SR20 has a cast iron manifold.
That's true. Yeah,
Okay, so
that's very true.
Cast iron block, cast iron manifold, right? So, yeah, fully dressed. Aluminum is light. Let me tell you,
Yes, it is.
this shit is light as fuck, dog. So, yeah, That's why people want to even know.
I mean, if you LS swap that thing would be a
You LS swap
legitimate
everything.
just monster. Like
any like any cool
like, and not even really a whole bunch of mods to the motor, right? I mean, like you could like a stock out of the crate, throw it in the car, and the thing would be
400 horsepower.
dumb
Yeah.
fast.
Like, what do you
Dumb
think? Like
fast.
300,000 miles on it. What's the engine code for the US E36 M3? What is that? I don't remember.
S52.
S52. Okay, so it made 280 or some shit like that when it was brand new, right?
240.
That hurts
Ooh.
my fucking peen.
Damn.
But so it's probably making like
But
a
it
solid
has-
$175 right now. Like,
It's got
Yep.
300,000 miles on it. It's
That's
still
what I'm
running,
saying.
So
no, I
That's
mean,
dope.
but I'm just saying, like, it's definitely going to be down on power with 300K on it.
Oh,
right?
for
Like,
sure, for
You're,
sure.
You're getting blow by. You're getting pumping
It's
loss.
down on compression.
Ah,
So I mean, it's not long for this world as it sits anyway, right?
Exactly.
So I mean, you're talking about more than doubling the power.
Yep.
I mean, that thing be fucking many, dude. Like, you know what I
dude,
mean?
that thing would be a maniac. Like
Even if you could do like an E46 swap, E46
Yeah,
M3,
but that's so complicated
and expensive, very expensive.
and expensive.
Like
Otherwise, just throw it in.
you have to want that
basically.
shit, right? Like that's the thing about like those crazy like BMW to BMW swaps that I've like learned
Mhm.
over the years is like you have to want it really bad.
Yeah.
Like what
Power
was
is
that?
not what you're looking for. It's keeping it within the brand and
Yeah, which is cool. Like, and I mean, like, obviously, like the E40, everybody, like, I still would love an E46 because that engine's sick, right? It's a high revving straight six, it's naturally aspirated, made like 300 horsepower. It sounds great, right?
Yep.
But it's
you,
like
you can beat the shit out of that
you
thing.
can
like,
actually beat until the Vanos takes
Yeah.
the shit. But other than that, which is
Well-
pretty much every BMW engine, period.
Yeah.
So whatever. It's like VTEC, but worse. But like, show me the light, dog. But
Yeah, there ain't
yeah.
no lie about it.
But I mean, they're cool, but they're fucking cool and they sound great. And that's the thing. But it's like, there was like a bunch of college kids. They took an E30 coupe and they did a full drivetrain swap from like an F80 M3,
wow.
which means you got to swap ECU, body harness, everything.
the
'cause
whole thing. It's
Yeah,
got to
like,
be a plug and play.
there was-
You got to make it a
Wow.
plug and play essentially.
They were saying like if you don't have the factory door locks in the car, that like it'll like freak the car out and it won't give you full power or some shit because it doesn't recognize the doors are locked,
Yeah.
right? Because it does like the speed lock shit. And I was like, what the fuck?
That's
So-
crazy.
So yeah, it's like, where's your impetus to like, you got to fucking want the fuck out of that shit. So, but I mean, what are you realistically? Are you gonna drop another S52 in it and then just fucking keep pushing it?
Yeah, I have another S52 at work that I'm building already. Low miles, well, 100,000 miles. But it's getting new everything, bearings, rings. It's just
Oh,
going
yeah.
to be a reliable track
Okay.
engine.
Is
plus
there
you
like a
can- No, go ahead, man.
before sorry?
No, go
I
ahead.
was gonna, is just like, is there like a realistic horsepower goal? Like, what is your ultimate dream for that car? Like, you're building a motor for it, so strip it out, cage it, then what?
Then just it'll be my seat time car.
Hell yeah,
That's fucking.
that's
smart.
dope.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
275s all around, like with like, I mean, if you're actually making 240 horsepower, like it'll. I'm just saying, like it'll be really grippy.
Oh, yeah.
You won't. You'd like really have to work to like overextend the tire on that car,
Exactly.
and it'll. We talked about it on the podcast before, but a lot about driving is just the feeling of like lateral inertia can be really scary.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So like you'll really get to feel like, oh, this is what 0.92 of lateral G feels like.
Right.
around the corner,
Right.
you know what I
Like
mean?
a little underpower the car, but overbuild the suspension and tire system to be able to push the tire system to that limit. Like that's. And that's kind of like when I did the 15 STI. That's the whole goal for that car was, right? So you could like, I don't need all the power in the world because I know I'll get myself into trouble, but let's put suspension and tires on it like he's already done right now. Learn the car, understand the car, and then now let's build to that power
I mean, I
point,
think
right?
that's kind of like what we've all done with all of our cars is like, You know, like I threw a little more power at mine than you threw at yours, but for the most
Right.
part, it's it's pretty light. It's a 300 wheel horsepower car, which fair enough, and a Subaru is saying something, but um,
So
you know,
what is that? 3
it's 311
350
and
at crank? 350 at crank?
it's pushing a 30% drivetrain loss in those cars. So it's a lot more than that. It's
Ooh, yeah.
Damn.
yeah, it's
So
I
you're
mean
three.
close to 4. Yours was 2, believe it or not. You were
Yeah.
probably like high 300s at the crank.
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
LSDs will really fuck you. Fucking yeah, like like a true all-wheel drive system with a center diff like will really fucking destroy. It's look at trophy trucks, right? They're like, oh, like the Ultra Force, right? They're like, oh, it's an 1100 horsepower engine. What did it make at the wheel?
Yeah.
750.
Yeah. I had to be able to put it down. I had to be able to put it down.
Yeah, it's like, well, I got transfer case, you got all this other shit, right? So it's the same type of shit. But
Dude, the best thing I could ever say real quick in the STI is when you told me to knock it down out of auto, and that one dude
manual negative, yeah,
yeah,
All
like
listen
the
that-
difference.
yeah.
all the difference in the world in that car.
Yeah,
Like
you loosen up that center diff a little bit, let it feed the rear.
yeah.
That's how you do the donies, and that's how you see fucking. That's how you do Subaru burnouts, dude. Is you got to fucking
Yeah.
open that diff all the way up and just slam
so
the
fun.
shit out of it. It's yeah. I may have
But-
fucked around. I may have fucked around a little bit. There's a lot
love
of
it.
roads that go to neighborhoods that aren't built yet.
I love it. I love it. I fucking love it.
And I had the fucking initial D music in the video of Timmy and that. Oh shit, that's so. What I mean, are you gonna keep the M3 like just like
Oh, yeah.
that, like you until you just completely have overworked the power and it's not fast anymore?
No, I have no plans on getting rid of it or selling it to retire unless it's like
Falling apart.
really no.
Dire need. I gotta
So-
have some cash. Kind of shit.
Okay.
I see 36 prices just get way crazy. Then maybe
I mean, yeah, I'm sure if you could get, considerably. I mean, you probably already get considerably more than
doubt
you
it.
paid for it and have in it. I'm sure you could.
Yeah.
I think you underestimate how fucking ridiculous the market is right now. But, especially
But I don't
like-
want to. I don't want to get rid of it.
No, it's a cool car. It's
Yeah.
it's definitely cool. The color is tight. You've already put some work into it, so that's what's up.
Oh yeah.
But you really have to tell me, how you stole this car, 911, because I'm still not convinced you paid for it because it's really nice.
Oh God, I love that car.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Oh, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so yeah, tell us about it. Tell us about the car.
Somebody said you painted your Beamer like the car behind it is
Fucking
your
so
Beamer.
it's like not even close to the same car. Don't be ignorant, folks. Nobody likes somebody dumb. Anyway.
But yeah, so I work at Salerno, and we sell cars on consignment. So I had an F30 335. It was
Oh,
my
that's
daily,
right. Yeah, I remember that.
the white one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And basically, a customer came in and was like, "Hey, I'm trying to sell my car. I want you to sell it for us or for me."
Oh.
And Chuck was like, "Yeah, we can do that. We do an inspection, make sure that it's all good. We're gonna see realistically what it's worth." So basically, he was like, "Yo, I think this car is good for you. If you want to buy it, figure that out. We can get it, for a good deal.
I can hook you
So,
up. I can make this.
I can
kind
hook you up, basically. Yeah."
Okay. Like I can get in homegirl's ear and be like, so you literally robbed an old lady, is what you're talking
No.
Hey, my name was all over that car. Don't even try. You ain't robbing no old lady.
Exactly. I got
Well,
a
yeah,
stack of service records, all
Which
with
is-
Mike's name on it.
Which is that's like I mean like this is I think it probably for everybody that's like, okay, let's pause for a second. I've checked analytics on this podcast. There's many people. There is many people in Florida, New York, and the Midwest that listen to us, as there are people on the West Coast, which is weird to me. So they don't
Huh.
know us personally. Yeah, we also have people that listen to us in Japan, South Africa. Yeah, it's I don't know. Good on you, champs. But
Sweet.
keep it
What
coming.
up?
Tell all your
Bye.
friends. What the? Anyway, so the like automotive dealership community, for lack of a better term, in that Sacramento area is pretty small, right? So like especially when it comes to Porsches, it's you
Especially,
guys.
yeah.
It was Nilo Porsche. That was like that's fucking basically it, right?
Yeah.
So any car that's local to the area is gonna go through Nilo Porsche, and if there was a 911 that went through Nilo Porsche at the time, Mike probably had his hands on it. So for Julio, who knew Mike, like this,
hmm
right? You know that it's taken care of. You know how that
He
service
got
account works.
he got a gem. I mean, he literally did. That car, she maintained it. She got an extended warranty. She kept it up on the maintenance. Like that was her daily driver, and that's why it has some miles on it. But like, she took care of the car like it's supposed to be taken care of, and Porsche expects you to put miles on the car, so they had a whole plan for you to put miles on the car, and she followed it step by step by step by step. Like
Fucking what's up?
you couldn't have maintained that car any better than she did, up until the point that she sold it and she was done with it. Like that was it. Side note to Julio's story, she's still a customer at Audi of mine.
Oh, nice.
Hey.
Hey,
Hey!
Oh, nice.
gotcha, bitch. Anyway,
I started
So-
like 2 weeks ago. It's funny as shit.
Nice.
so I like 911s, okay, but I'm not like these fucking guys where I know every fucking thing about 911s. So see, the 03s used magnesium bolts, whereas the 04s used Iconol bolts. Anyway,
You're welcome.
if you
Jesus.
pretend I'm
If
an
I
idiot,
get
which I am.
anything before 2001, I just make sure Dave writes it up.
Oh, you're a bitch. You're a bitch.
So
You're missing out some money.
it's a 996. No, it's not a 996. That's a
No, it's
stupid question.
997.
Thank you.
997.1.
997.
So the dot two.
Like-
What was the difference in the dot two?
Look prettier.
The engine.
Engine and like a smidge of the body difference. You got like LED taillights,
Engine,
headlight.
and oh, it did. Okay, so that's where the LED.
And it
tails came.
also, I think technically that's when they introduced the PDK.
the actual PD. Yeah.
They introduced
Yeah.
the PDK and it didn't have IMS bearing issues.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it went to direct fuel injection in 09.
That was always the big thing with the 996 turbos, right? Was the IMS
No,
bearing issue.
not turbos. Turbos and GT3s had
Had
Mesker
the
motors
Mesker
in them.
engines
So,
in them. That's right. Yeah.
so 996 is from
Engines, not motors. Motors are
Engines.
for electric cars.
Sorry.
Come on,
engines.
fucking pleb. Anyway.
98 to 01 were probably the most susceptible to IMS bearing failure. And then you went to 02 to mid 05 to the model change year. They switched models mid-year, had less problems. And then you went to 05, 07, where it technically had the design in the car, but the case was built around the bearing to try to like prevent the bearing from exploding essentially. And Julio bought the right car because like I said, she maintained the
So the bearings
out
had
of
already
that thing.
been redone.
So like that car is it's ready to go for another 120,000 miles. Like that
So-
car is
Okay.
Hopefully.
So what's been done to it aftermarket wise? Because I'm looking at it and it does not appear to have factory wheels on it.
No,
It has a roll bar in it. Is that a factory roll bar?
it is.
It is a factory roll. Now wait, can you get those in the States from the factory, or did you have to like source it?
I got it
can't now.
from. I got it from one of our customers who was trying to get rid of it,
Okay. So you
and
just
I got a
homie hooked up
deal.
it.
He hooked it up too. He's like, "Hey, I need some work done on my other car. You do that, and I'll give it to you."
So you just did a side job for it? Just fucking
Yep.
Heck
Damn.
yeah.
but
You can't
99
order order a roll bar from
Those
you
that
can-
generation though, they didn't have those kind of rules. So you technically could order a factory roll bar from Germany to put in your 911 like that. They didn't have the rules like they do now.
But like you couldn't order the car from the factory with it, right? Like you had to
No.
buy it separate and then install it.
You have to install it
Exactly.
after the fact. You had to let it go through all of the customs and all of
shit.
the
'Cause that's the
bit
same
the
reason
bullshit.
there's like the sick ass carbon buckets you can get on these fucking things that we never got in the States. But I've seen a bunch of 911 stateside with them on. And I
Yep.
know it's like all gray market shit or whatever because like they're not supposed to be here from what I
Well,
understand.
It's not
we could
gray
order
market. You can buy
We
them
can
at a
order
Porsche
'em?
dealership.
Okay.
I've done it in a
it's
car.
the same thing as clear side markers. We can't legally in California. I think it's America. We can't sell you a car without
it's
number
America.
side markers. And we put the clear.
We also
markers on
can't use laser headlights, but they're fucking sick. So you know whatever.
They are sick. They are so sick.
We're so fucking backwards here, dude. Land of the free, my fucking ass. Anyway,
The new BMW, like the 8 Series, came with laser headlights.
finally, but so now you can get them. But Audi's been using laser headlights for over 10 years.
Forever. Yeah, forever.
For the record, I want everybody to remember that Xenon headlights, that Acura was putting those in fucking Integras in like '99.
Yeah.
We were still rocking halogen bulbs because Xenons are too bright and they might be dangerous for oncoming drivers. So just
Yeah,
let me
until
drive
you-
around, not be able
until-
to see shit. You know, whatever.
Until you lift like your F fucking 250 and like your headlights are now fucking up here.
It's like fucking Close Encounters, and it's just
Right.
Yeah, dude. Like,
So
and here's the other thing that just sidebar: living in Texas now and seeing what an actual thunderstorm is like, and like driving through
Yes.
it where you can't see anything. I cannot imagine trying to drive with halogen bulbs. Like no wonder there's so much Jesus freaks out here, bro. You're driving on fucking faith in this bitch, dog. Anyway, go ahead.
no, so I mean you got wheels and tires, you got a roll cage, upgraded brakes and that, or what did you do?
No, the brakes are just new stock.
Okay.
We do have Bluetooth cats, so it's like super loud.
My boy.
That's it.
My boy.
So he's got the SEMA special. Got it.
I love it.
Oh
Do they
fuck
have
that.
underglow with them too.
So you
We're
and
bringing
you
it back, right? We're bringing it back, Underglow. We're bringing.
Oh yeah, no, it's back. Yeah, no, it's back.
Cool.
Dude,
I-
Underglow's back beyond belief.
Dude, I'm
Yeah.
like I have half of mine to like get Aero Discs and Underglow and Cyberpunk the STI just to be a fuckhead, but whatever. Anyway, so I've seen
would.
photos. You have, of course I fucking would, dude. I would watch Blade Runner till the day I die, dude. If you could like tell me that, if you tell
We're
me
fucking
right,
friends. We're fucking friends.
dude, if you tell
Fuck.
me right now, like, hey, you could go to sleep and wake up and it'll be 2077 and you're Deckard and you're in Blade Runner. I'd be like, sign me up,
100%.
sign
100%.
me up,
100%.
sign me up.
100%.
Where do I sign?
1000%.
Cells interlinked. So
Sign.
obviously you guys have not seen Blade Runner 2049 because that was a diamond reference. Anyway, or whatever the second one was. So like, what did you tracked this? You tracked the 911, right? I've seen photos. You had numbers on it or whatever. How did it feel?
Amazing.
Amazing.
No other description needed.
No,
So
That
yeah,
was
that's so like that's like my question, right? It's like because like there was a point where these things were kind of affordable, right? They were like a decent one was like high 40s, low 50s, right? And now they've
Yeah.
like everything else in the last year and a half, they've crept up like crazy, right? And it was actually right before. It was when I was furloughed from the dealership and I thought I was going back to work, right? So I was like, I'm just gonna keep looking at shit that I might buy because whatever, I'm still gonna be, it's all good.
Yeah.
And I had sent that photo in the Weekend Drives group. I think it may have been before you were in the group, but it was a bunch of, it was a 997. Was this?
You were on a 997 kick for a minute.
Yeah. So and it was okay. First of all, these things on Jap wheels are fucking amazing.
Slap. They slap. They slap.
That white one on Desmond Riga Masters with the cut rear bumper does things to me, man. It was like slammed. It had the brown interior on some white. It was white on white Desmond Riga Masters. It's a crispy bitch, dog. But like, yeah, what are your plans for the car? You gonna do anything to it?
I don't know. Still kind of can't really believe I have it. I guess.
Soaking. He's soaking still.
It's so soaking.
I love it, bro.
Oh
Like,
my god, I haven't
love.
fucked it yet. We're still in the soaking stage. That's fucking great. I mean, yeah,
But-
I feel like it's like one of those cars that like I mean, you have Mike has a GTR, which is like, what the fuck? Like Mike has a GTR, right? And it's kind of the same thing. It's like the same level of shit. It's like, oh, Mike bought a GTR. Julio got a 911? You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck is going on, dude? Like,
Hey, Chris got a Tacoma.
Same thing.
Julio had a
It costs the
911?
same amount. It costs the fucking same.
Yeah, let me think about which one I'd rather have for the same amount of money.
I can't do it. I drove it. I can't. I can never have a Tacoma in my life.
Dude,
Until you
very
go
slow.
off-road. Until you go off-road.
I'll go off road in the passenger seat of Chris's Tacoma.
Perfect.
Speaking
Well,
of going
honestly-
off, wait, hold
Go
up.
ahead.
Speaking
Go
of going off road,
Uh-oh.
I watched a video today, and a man made a very strong argument for first gen Cayennes. Very strong.
Yes.
They're
Very
cheaper.
strong.
They're cheaper than Forerunners, than a similar
Bro,
year
you
Forerunner.
can buy them for like $8
Yes.
grand.
Yes.
But
I saw.
it's also a $2,500 drive shaft.
Okay.
Pitch
For
perfect.
so
Yeah,
you.
but you have
For
like, you have a full
Through
underbody.
you.
they break once. Okay.
No. Through Chris Kidd. Yeah, there's plenty of aftermarket supports where you can
Thank
put
you.
a bitch on there for like
I could send that
$500
bitch to
bucks.
Driveshaft shop and get a fucking full aluminum one for less.
No,
than that.
there's a kit online for like $300 that you could literally just like go in and put a whole brand new like silicone bearing in that bitch, and like
People,
in like
people are too lazy.
2
You
hours.
underestimate people.
This guy's not too lazy.
Factory parts on my customers' cars.
Yeah.
They come with warranties.
So I found one today.
None of them listen to this podcast, so it doesn't matter.
So obviously I'm not talking about like the turbos or anything crazy like
It
that.
doesn't matter. They all have fucking drive shaft problems.
No, you don't
No,
want
no,
a
I'm just
turbo
saying-
anyways. You want that original V8 that
That's what I was
sounds
gonna
like
say. The 4.5 liter V8. Yeah. So I found one of those today with 91,000 miles and it was 11 grand.
Better,
Wow.
better find a 09 to 2011 Cayenne. It didn't have coolant pipe problems. Yes, they have all the same drive shaft.
Is that still the
Upper
same?
control
But
arms,
is
lower
that the same generation?
No, slanted headlights. The slanted ones. They're
Yeah.
like kind of
but
aggressive.
that's the second gen, right?
Yes,
No, I don't want that. I want the locking center diff. I want all the fucking off road shit. I'm not buying.
it's
not-
in that car. It's literally in that car.
Not playing devil's advocate here, but why not just do like a V8 Touareg?
The man makes
Because-
because
Right.
I don't know
For
if
the
it's the
same
same
money, I could get a Porsche.
Troll,
Yeah.
semi-troll. Troll, semi-troll.
But,
For the same
no, but
money,
at
I
the same
could-
time, the V8 Touareg doesn't have the full underbody shielding that, like, because remember, you got to remember the first gen Cayenne, Porsche had something to prove, right? They're like, we can make a fucking SUV. So they went
Yeah.
balls out, right? They're like, we're going to do every fucking ignorant off road thing that we can to this car.
True.
And
that thing is a monster.
And it's a
It is
monster.
monster off road.
And for like
Right.
$2,500 in Euro-wise suspension, you can put 33s under it and just fucking
Yep.
send it.
Yep.
Or that
The
W16 Touareg diesel.
Okay, if I could find a diesel Touareg that ran.
If I
That's
can
a
find
whole-
a diesel Cayenne, are you kidding me?
Well,
No,
I mean,
it
that was
doesn't
like
have the W16 diesel though. The
I don't give a
W6
shit.
Oh,
I
you
don't
should
give a
because
shit.
have you seen those things
Well,
launch?
it's like
have you
two
seen
Yes,
those
I
things?
have. But like their price is dumb expensive. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
because they're fucking rare. Like they're
Oh, yeah.
super rare.
correct.
But if, I could find
a diesel, like the old Porsche fucking shuttle car. Oh, dude, that V6 diesel.
that's the same diesel they used to put in the Q7s. And when I worked at Tesla, we had a Q7 diesel S line,
Mhm.
and that thing was a fucking freight train, dude. Like you
Already
just
worked on
get
a couple.
You get on it and it just keeps
227,000 great miles right now.
it just keeps pulling. They just
How
keep
many?
pulling and pulling and pulling.
227.
Oh, it
227.
way lightened up.
Well, COVID.
I guess
Yeah.
that's true.
But then we started valet driving. We put 20,000 on it in like 3 months.
Jeez.
Damn.
Shit. Tom's saying there's an off-roading Prius market.
You stop it
What?
right now.
You just
Shut
go
up.
to bed.
Go,
Stop
Tom,
it.
go sit in the
Stop
corner.
it.
Go sit in the corner.
Go
I
to
can't
bed.
talk to you anymore.
We
Stop
don't
it.
serve
Done.
your kind. You're this close to not being allowed on the podcast. This close.
Yeah.
Thin ice, buddy.
So long story short, basically Julio got the last generation of the most raw vehicle you can get from Porsche. Yeah,
And
997.
it's a manual or is it a PDK?
It is Manuel.
Manual.
Yo,
It is-
that's tight.
It is clean. It looks great. The wheels he has on are perfect. The
What
spoiler.
kind of wheels
that's
are
on-
those anyway?
Their Apexes.
They look good.
I can't even say anything about the brand of wheel that are on that car because you're driving a 911.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter what I say. Your car is better than mine. So I'm just gonna keep mine.
Oh my God, Tom! No.
Prius off-road products. Tom,
Okay, he
I'm
brought
gonna
it
tell you
up.
go sit in
Nope,
the
we're
corner.
doing it. We're doing it.
Dude, no, I can't look at this page. This
Nope.
that's
happening.
considered off-road, Tom. Tom, that is considered off-road. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, until your battery dies and you're stuck in the trees.
A parking curb is taller than that, Tom.
This
How is
bitch
that
just
considered
went into
off-road?
This is amazing.
Yo.
So we're
This is fucking sick.
Julio, I
This is so
apologize for
fucking
this,
sick.
but
I
this,
get it.
no,
he knew what he was getting
No.
into.
I want to
First of
see
all,
this.
The second one's a
this
Yaris.
is disgusting, Tom. I can't even talk to you anymore.
This fourth one's just a stock Prius.
It's just a stock.
Why does it have a wing on it if it's all?
Yo, look at that flex. Look at that flex, son.
Oh, this guy's serious. He's got a roof rack on it. These are just like dirt roads. This is not off road. This is just a dirt road. Like, this
Dude,
is-
do you literally see the Prius on a parking curb? Please tell me you see this.
He's got methods on this thing, dude.
Yo.
Tom is absolutely discontinued.
That's a thing.
He said,
That's
"Look
the
at the lift."
Tom, I can't talk to you. We can't talk anymore.
I can't believe there's so many photos. Like, that's the thing that's really fucking me up inside. Like,
Oh, doggies.
oh my god, he has a flag on the
You know, I actually saw.
As he
one of these
zooms
guys.
past you with this starburst going,
Honestly impressed that it can tow.
hey, some of the fucking Teslas can actually
He's
tow
got
shit, by the
he's
way.
got a light bar on this one.
Here, Alex, show what I just sent to the chat. I saw. one
Y'all
of these
sleeping
guys
on the
road.
Prius. Tom, basically
stay
a
asleep.
Wrangler.
I don't know how to. I can't. I don't have an act. I don't have an effective way to put this in the chat, Timmy. It's a lifted blue. Why are the
Saw a
wheels?
lifted Prius. Right?
Why are the wheels
Oh
pushed
my-
out like that? Does he have an angle
What?
kit on this Prius? I don't understand.
It didn't look like it.
Oh, Tom.
Basically a Wrangler.
Overland Prius. Must
Anyway,
happen.
I'm fucking so just. I'm so
Timmy,
disappointed.
instead of a Z, you're buying a Prius. That's it.
It's like as if Prius owners haven't ruined cars enough, you know? Like,
Right.
like if you haven't just, you know, you've pissed every motorist off on every freeway you've ever been on, and now you're like, you know what, we're coming for the Jeep guys too.
The
Jeepers? Prius, baby.
Dude, the best commercial I ever heard with the Prius is like one of those like ones where like they do like the fake phone calls or leaving a message, and she's like, "Oh, Tom, why don't you ever talk about how like fast the Prius is? It's like it's so zippy." And I'm like, "Bitch, every Prius owner I've ever been behind is like fucking going 13 miles an hour under the fucking speed limit. It's 25, they're doing 12. Like, what the-
I don't know if we've had this conversation before, but
Andrew!
I'm gonna say it again. When I went to Wyotech, we had a Prius with the roof, the body cut off of it, the whole body cut off of it, and they had braced it with just like 1x1 by fucking 1/8-inch square tubing, just so the thing didn't taco itself. And we used to jump it in the parking lot, and it was fast as fuck, dude.
That's
Like,
fucking boy.
the thing probably weighed 1,100 pounds soaking wet. Like, Tom's saying stance Priuses. I support stance Priuses. Here's the thing: if the car is slow, you can slam it and put big wheels on it. I don't care. Right? Like if I was gonna push a Prius as a daily, I'd probably bag it and put some sick wheels on it and a lip kit, and I just roll it around because who gives a fuck, right? I'm not doing anything with it. Off-roading Priuses, I don't know. I'm not here for it. Jesus Christ, what a fucking tangent. So you know what? This is why I don't let you guys talk about German cars too long, because inevitably it leads to Prius. You heard it here first, folks.
Okay,
That's what
okay.
happens. You talk about
Okay.
911s too long, Prius is come up.
Can we talk about what I said in the Discord the other day about the STI?
What?
Can we transition to that?
I need. Wait,
How I
first of
can't-
all, hold real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick. Who's the bad?
Huh?
The BADDS in the chat. I don't know who you are, man, but he's saying there's a Ford Barra swap Prius in Rio Linda. And if you don't know what a Ford Barra is, please go look it up. It's basically an Australian 2J, and they make like fuckloads of power out of those things. I want photos. Yeah, so Mike can't buy a flex fuel can.
What?
Mike can't buy a
Mike-
flex fuel.
I can't.
Why?
California won't let you tune cars.
You can't.
I literally went the other day to buy the Flex Fuel E85 kit from Cobb and an intake, and I was barred by Cobb because they cannot ship to California.
Wow.
So I either got to ship it to my other house in Arizona, or I have to ship it to Alex, and then Alex has to send it to me, so then I can put it on, or I got to take it to M45 and just have them do it all. It's fucking dumb.
Everybody
Really?
needs to pause for a second because my boy Rich with the Phoenix Yellow CTR is in the chat. This is my dog from back in the day, and I'm gonna tell this story. Rich, this is a coastline story, so I'm gonna do my best to not disclose anything that you wouldn't want disclosed in front of your wife and children. We used to do these like after parties. He goes, we used to play shows together, and then we go back to their house, and we basically do a whole other show. Like we just
shit.
set up the equipment, whatever, and we'd party. And his neighbors never cared. It was a hood, so it probably has a lot to do with it. I don't remember exactly how it happened. Okay. Rich is super smart. He's fucking like, he has his own company. He's been coding. This dude like tried to make a version of Super Smash Brothers with like me and the homies as the characters when we were like in 8th grade.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's so dope.
So it was like an 8-bit, right? Whatever. So there was always computers and shit around. All I know is we're raging, we're partying, we're playing shows, we get super wasted, and somehow we end up throwing a computer off of his balcony. Like just like computers and monitors just hucking him off the balcony of the fucking house, and then we're kicking him down the street. I think there was a baseball bat involved. I don't know, but that was the closest I got to like
Fuck.
like the Guns N' Roses trashed a hotel room story. That's like
Yes!
the closest I got to that. Anyway, just wanted to share that story with the group.
I liked it.
He remembers. He vaguely remembers. What the fuck were you even talking about? I don't even fucking remember, dude. I got so
Talking about
excited.
how I can't fucking order
Jesus.
goddamn
Yeah,
fucking
okay,
Flex
so
Fuel kit for my car.
If you want to send it to me and then I'll send it to you, that's fine. I think it's probably an easier way to do it than that. Don't you know anybody in Nevada? Don't you know anybody in Tahoe on the Nevada
Yeah.
side?
He'll send it over to you through Bluetooth.
Hilarious. I got my Bluetooth Flex Fuel kit.
Can you
I
have it dropped
mean,
off at
I
a
could
PO
hit
box?
up a couple people, but like, we'll have to see about that one.
But yeah,
I
we
don't know.
talked about it before. Like, California's gone to war essentially on tuning. They're checking ECUs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're checking ECUs when they do smog. And I think that, that's kind of just led tuners to kind of back off a little bit when it comes to sending some shit
Well,
to California.
just prime example. I mean, my 2015 SCI versus the 2019, all you can get from Cobb for a tune wise is a tune with a catback exhaust and a intake, whereas the 2015, or excuse me, the 19 has that. The 2015, you could get stage 2, catless downpipe, intake, injectors. You could do all of that. Versus
Can you
the
still
19,
buy that shit now though? Like if you go and try to look for
yeah,
15
you
parts.
can. You can.
So
It's still on there.
See, and what yours is a 19 like mine, right?
Correct.
That's so fucking weird, dude. Like, cause I can't think of any reason why they'd be able to send it for the. I understand the engines are sort of different, right? But like only in positive ways. But fundamentally, the engine is the same, right? The internals are different, but compression hasn't changed. The ECU map's a little different from the factory, right? Just
Well, and
because
it
it makes a
probably goes
bit
back.
more power, very
Right.
minimal, but
It probably goes back to Chris said hi. It goes back to everybody say hi.
Hi.
It goes back to probably like when the law was written, like versus like my wife, everybody, by the way. Everybody say hi. Julio, who says hi?
Julio,
Heart,
this
heart,
half-ass
heart, heart.
shit.
Heart,
This is
heart,
half-ass
heart.
shit. We full hand hard out here. Come on.
There, that a
Come on,
boy,
okay.
that a
Come
Come
boy.
on, we'll kill.
Can I get a drink?
Can I get a drink?
I just want to point out that when Kyle wants a drink, he does this. And when Mike wants it, he goes, "Baby, can I get a drink?"
Well, I'm in one wing of the house and she's the other wing. They're on top of each other, so
I'm gonna forever give Kyle shit about this whole fucking maneuver.
Dude. I love that I was the only one that caught that. Everybody else was laughing, and I just saw this.
I missed it. I caught
Dude,
it.
it was
I
the-
went back and watched the episode just to see that moment.
Dude, I did the same thing. But no, like I mean, it goes back to California
Yes,
is
it's like,
really fucking
babe,
up.
Babe,
Babe, can I
Is
get
it
a
a
drink?
contest now? Like who can fucking
Please,
get
can
their
we get
wife
the
to
pouty
make their
lip? Can I get the pouty lip? Let me get the pouty lip. Kids doing work later. Hey, she agreed because she needed a drink.
No,
That's
it's just because
why.
she's just gonna keep feeding him tequila until he passes out and leaves her alone. That's all.
Pretty much.
I mean, couldn't you have it ordered for off-road use?
No.
That's not a thing. You have to be a
It's
shop to
not
do that.
Not yeah.
Okay,
So, and that's-
what
and that's-
about Porsche?
What about
What
Porsche?
about Audi? What if
You'd have to get you probably have to get a business account with them to be able to do that.
And that's like my major. That's like my major question with this like whole shit in California, right? Is like a lot of these Cobb maps were carb approved, right? Like a lot of
Correct.
the big allure of people sticking with Cobb shit is up into a point. A lot of it was carb certified. Obviously, if you throw in a catless downpipe, that fucking goes out the window. E85, as far as I knew, is not a like inherent carb violation because E85 doesn't put out the same kind of emissions that gas does.
E85 is actually approved for how many Tahoes and trucks and all that stuff
Yeah,
on the
exactly,
road and
right? So
flex
you're
fuel to
good.
be able to put in a car. So why would you not approve it for your car to, other than I guess it approves power wise.
Right, but it's like when you look at like, kind of the big thing now, like we always talk about, is like just how much power is left on the table with turbo cars from the factory. And it's like, oh, I beep booped it and it, picked up 100 wheel or whatever.
Right.
But it's like, can you just not do that in California anymore? Because that's gonna really fuck everything up. Like, you know what I mean? It's gonna be like you're just gonna see everybody throwing fucking catbacks and wheels, tires, suspension, and fucking calling it a day because you can't do anything else, right? Which, I think you'll see a lot better drivers come out of California for that. Because,
Yeah.
What's the joke? It's like, oh, if you think you need better brakes, you probably need a driver mod, right? Like that's usually how that Like if the car makes stock power and you think it needs better brakes, you probably just need a driver mod, right?
Right, exactly.
But
I'm sorry, I'm jumping into Cobb's website just to go back and forth between the 19 and the 15, just to see if the mapping is actually 100% different. Just to
I mean, it's
just
it's
to
like
see.
this. It's the sad state of like the walls are closing in, right? Like it's just kind of like, especially if you guys live out there, like
I'm totally ready to tune my car too.
Oh, we getting you tuned, baby.
I mean,
We
just
getting you
fucking
tuned.
do it. You know, you can always flash it back or whatever, or you can listen. There will always be a guy, right? And I'm sure there'll be a lot more guys now than there used to be. Like,
yeah, I
naming
mean,
no name,
I
but
know who I want to tune my car. It's expensive.
Iraz, is it Iraz?
I don't
Uh-uh.
know what the fuck.
Uh-uh.
Local, our old customer,
Oh,
Mr. 500 wheel horsepower Macan burnouts.
Yep.
that sounds fun. I like
What?
SUV burnouts.
Yeah,
That's
What?
IPB.
yeah, that's who I want to tune my car. But like, well, I mean, the goal for everybody listening is next Saturday. Chris, you're an asshole and you have the day off of work. Mike, I don't know if we talked about it or not, but I mean, I'm trying to install my intercooler maybe after we get off
And
work on
yeah,
Saturday.
and the emblem.
Yeah,
And on
my
the
new
grill.
grill. I have a whole Black Optics IRS style grill. So
Fuck yeah. Take a lot of
ready
photos.
to-
We'll put it on the Instagram.
yeah.
Tom says they have a sheepy twin turboed S8, which so this is the S8 that had the same V10 out of the Gallardo from back in the day. I don't know if you
Wow.
guys remember that thing.
Yes.
Sitting at 1181 wheel horsepower.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
he sent Kyle the video today, like he couldn't have sent it to us.
Yeah,
Okay,
thanks, man.
so hold on. Here's prime example. So from the 15 to the 19, 19 literally has stage 1 plus tuning. The 15 you can program in 1,500 injectors, an AEM high flow fuel pump, a high pressure fuel regulator kit, fuel rails, injectors, a cold air intake, catless downpipe, Cobb air intake run on 93 octane if you want it to. They have a stage 3 tune. That's
That's so
for
weird
4
because I
years.
remember
4
I
years.
remember I remember like when I first got my STI and I was like looking at parts. And I could find all that shit for my car from Cobb
Right.
and they would send it to me. And like I don't the stage, yes.
Yeah, like literally that. And I guess that's the frustrating part about living in California. Even if you
Wait,
go
what?
E85, right? Technically E85 is better.
Holy shit, yeah, it's all gone.
For your car?
Yeah.
Yeah. I told you, dude. Like I literally went on Cobb's website. All there is stage 1 plus. And that is either an intake
What the
or
fuck?
it's an intake plus a catback exhaust or the combination of both. That's all it is. That's all it's left.
Well, I mean, this is a testament to what we saw like a few months ago, right? When Homeboy was saying that STIs and Evos were getting targeted by
Yeah.
cops on.
The asshole with the blue STI. But yeah,
like
no,
it's
like
weird because like if you go down to like the oh here's okay. Here's
Did
the
you find
rub,
something
dog.
different?
Yeah, no, here's the rub. So okay, it is in response to that EPA shit, right? So they haven't completed the testing process with CARB for these parts. So
Chris looks like he just took a whole shot.
I did, dude. I saw it.
Yes,
He
he
took a
did.
big
I saw
old
it.
fat gulp.
It tasted so good. It tasted so good.
So Tom makes a good point. We don't have a Red Match Snapchat, but I don't even know if that's a fucking rabbit hole I want to go down. Anyway,
No.
so I'm just kind of like trying to play this out in my head as far as the sequence of events of how I know this played out. shit has gotten worse since I got my car, right? So maybe they were selling shit, and because it even says we believe this shit passes EPA standards, but we haven't completed the process. Maybe they were allowed to ship it prior, and then now the EPA is like, wait, there was a engine change from 19 on. Like, you guys need to recertify all these parts.
Yeah, because you can't buy like a downpipe. You can't buy.
No, it's not even there. It's even if you go to exhaust, it's not there. You can buy this.
No.
You can buy the catback because the catback doesn't violate anything, right?
Correct.
'Cause it's all the emission
Wait.
stuff.
I mean,
What?
so would this be a testament that we should keep our shit? Because like they're getting rid of all our shit that we can do to all our shit.
I mean, here's the
No,
thing.
get
They're
rid of
gonna
your
they're gonna
cow.
test. Yeah, they're gonna test your shit anyway. That's the thing. Like, if Mike
Well-
kept his 15 when he went to go smug it, they were gonna test it.
Fuck.
100%.
You guys are just kind of fucked.
I mean, you can test if my car's been tuned, but if you literally roll in,
Julio.
The
if
subtle-
you roll in and everything is stock, they literally can't say anything to you because it's literally put back to stock when you went to smog the
But that's
car.
a huge fucking bitch.
Correct.
Because
I mean, Don't be wrong. I've thought about it. Like I watched a video the other day that they're like, oh, the Cobb 20G, and I'm like, oh, that'd be amazing. But could I, in the state of California, at some point, do I have to put all of that back to stock?
That's the thing, is like there's a
To be able
point
to
where like
smog it.
you're too far down the rabbit hole, right? Like if you
Correct.
change the flex fuel, like they can't visually inspect the fuel pump,
Correct.
right? On the smog boy can't see shit with the hundreds in his glasses. Hilarious.
Good luck with that, by the way.
So funny.
There's a TikTok for that.
The hundreds won't pay the fucking bar fees when they come through.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But no, it's like they, on a Boxster engine, they're not going to be able to see the fuel rails. They're not going to be able to see the injectors, or that you change the fuel lines. You can hide a flex fuel sensor to where it's not super apparent. That's not a huge deal. But like when you go to a 20G, like you can't like throw a factory tune on a 20G. The engine won't be happy. The whole fucking thing is not going to work, right? You've upsized your turbo. So yeah, you're like, do I do a fucking turbo swap every other year so I can go smog my car? Probably not, right? Like,
I legit, I think after the Flex Fuel kit, I think after that, power wise, I'm done. I think I'm just gonna leave it alone and like have fun with it, make it underpowered, reliable, and just beat the living shit out of it like I did the 15. Like underpowered,
which is a bummer. That's a huge, because I mean, half of the reason you bought the car was the ability to tune the car, right? But it's like,
Right.
I mean, granted, it's nice to have a newer chassis and it's refreshed and all that kind of shit. Like, no lie, but
It definitely drives differently than the 15. I can tell you that the noises, how everything works, all the suspension, like
Can confirm.
it definitely drives way different.
yeah,
Like,
there's
I
two
can't-
suckers in here that have bought 2 STIs. Jesus Christ.
and I can't honestly, I can't wait to get it in a canyon because I think it's gonna be way more balanced than the 15 was. Like,
It is, yeah.
I can't wait to
The
get
19,
suspension.
I don't know what it is about the 19s and newer, but they inspire a lot more confidence in corners than the 15 pluses did.
In legitimately, I'm at a point now that like I don't want to have to ship parts to you or ship parts to my other house in Arizona or.
No, you've already
and
got
go-
one pseudo legal car you got to do.
Well,
I mean,
like at this point, like I'm just gonna drive it to M45, drop it off.
do
Here's
whatever
my-
legal shit you can do to it and leave me alone.
Correct, and tune it, drop my exhaust off, and just do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because that's what's going to get to a point of, because they have the authorization for my off-road use that I'm going to use the off-road use for this vehicle.
So here's the real question, though. Like, here, and this is like, let's kind of bring this shit all back together. Does this make an even better argument for doing what Julio did?
Yeah.
Tacoma, baby. Tacoma.
Nobody gives a fuck
That's
about
Well,
your
no.
jalopy.
This I've been loving this whole what Julio's story has been. It's just basically just turning the M3 into a seat time car. I'm like, I want to do that with the Camaro. That's sick. Like, that's fucking dope. Good for you,
That's
Julio.
bullshit.
I respect that a lot.
The- the
It
other
might,
thing-
it
the
might,
other
it might
problem-
help if you could get it to start every time first.
Yeah, well,
Hey.
that for one. And
You
then
gotta,
two,
you gotta keep the bitch running.
the only problem, kid, is you run into your car is a newer car. So you're gonna have to meet smog regulations. You're gonna have to meet
I mean, but
EPA regulations.
to
so
Chris's
forth.
point, it makes 400 horsepower.
Correct. You're right.
Makes
100%.
445, right? So like his car as it sits is legal, right?
Yeah.
If
Correct.
he gives it a refresh, right? Go through everything, make sure all of his bushings and shit are good. It's got 100,000 miles on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it probably needs a little bit of a refresh. You can do like control arms and shit like that if you want to,
Yep.
right? Tighten everything up. Strut
I mean, but-
bars, chassis bracing, whatever, right?
Right.
But it makes 445. It's pretty
And then-
light.
Not to interrupt you or anything, but like, you know, like it's sad when we were just going back on that conversation. It's like California, the state where you're a car guy and you're forced to settle.
Yeah, it's like you
It
have some of the
sucks.
best driving roads on the planet, right?
Yeah.
So many of them all the way from San Diego to all the way up to the boonies pushing Washington, Oregon, right?
Yeah,
Literally,
exactly.
the most
Beautiful-
randomest roads. The most randomest
Everywhere.
roads are
And it's
freshly
like you have to drive stock shit.
Yeah.
I gotta drive a fucking off-road Prius.
I have this video of this fucking Andre Chris.
I gotta fucking drive an off-road Prius to fucking.
But it's
have this
like it's a huge fucking bummer. But like, you know, Julio may have inadvertently been ahead of the curve, right? Because it's okay. Let's pull this back. How much better is that 911 than your M3? Just like
What?
On a scale of like 1 to 10.
Woo!
I'm making you compare kids right now.
Basically. I don't know.
Don't fucking I don't know me. Nobody's gonna judge you. It's not like your M3 is gonna run away because I heard you talking about that.
911.
You can't plead
Oh,
the
don't
fifth.
even, Julio.
You
Don't
can't
you
plead the
fucking
fifth.
lie.
That's way better.
Don't lie. It's this.
It's so much better. It's so much
It's
better.
this. It is this.
My car
friend.
can hear me.
Oh, she's listening.
He's gonna go outside and the M3 is just pissing oil, right? Because he's out of spite.
It's gonna refuse to start.
Right?
My
No.
wild
Dude, like the
Oh, no,
German
my
engineering
Vanos went
one
out.
is no German engineering is one thing, and then you get Porsche involved, who over fucking engineers
Yeah.
everything to a almost to a characteristic fault in
Porsche
the
famously
car.
over engineers, famously
Right.
over engineer shit.
But like
Unless
the
they're IMS
generation that
bearings.
he bought, like they basically took all the shit they learned wrong in the 996 and brought it to the 997 chassis. They brought the same engine, but they cased it differently with the IMS bearing and all that stuff. Like literally in my career that I worked at Porsche for 15 years, I saw 2 997s fail. So you have a bulletproof transmission, you have a bulletproof engine, you have a bulletproof chassis for that car. Literally slapped a different body on it, and they went racing with that car, and they destroyed everybody. And like the way he has it set up is perfect. Could you do more to it? Sure. And guys do you necessarily need all of it? I don't know. And that's the thing that the who has advantage of is out of the box. That car is like ready to go. Like, yeah, braking wise, I think you could add some braking to it.
But I mean, you could do like a
Power-wise-
pad swap and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Easy.
Power
Oh, yeah.
wise, bullshit. That thing is fucking like pedal to the floor all the way through corners. Like you're coming in the corner hot, you do quick brake and you're out of the throttle and back into the throttle through a corner. Like that.
Well,
That's the
and-
advantage of that car, right?
and the cool
Like,
thing of like the 911 too is like, it's kind of like a man. This is gonna
Woo!
take it easy there, Tiger. I'm gonna piss
Love
somebody
it.
off when I say this, but they're like Hondas in the sense that they share chassis, right? So you have like the slow
Yeah.
Hondas, and then you have the
Yeah.
quick Hondas, and you can very easily put the quick Honda parts on the slow Honda car, right? So it's like
Yeah.
Julio wants a brake upgrade. Let me go find some GT3 brakes and
correct.
put them on my fucking. You know what I mean?
It's like
Oh,
a
yeah.
Subaru, essentially, of
Yeah.
the years and generations. I mean,
We move shit
that's what-
around, right?
That's what
Yeah.
drew me to Subaru originally. When I had my 03, like I could literally go buy parts for a STI.
So like
And
we're
it's
not gonna
fucking
brag
bolt
about
on.
that so much because it's like, oh, I can put old parts because they've been running the same shit for 20 years. You know, like we're not gonna like,
yeah, I mean, yeah, but yes and no. But like as a broke kid coming up in the car world, that
Yeah.
was the cool thing,
and
right? Like
it's the same reason why kids get into Hondas, right? It's like, oh,
Hell yeah.
I can go buy a piece of shit Civic, and it's like, oh, I can go get a crashed RSX Type S engine, and I can put it in my EG,
Dude,
right?
look at what
And now it makes.
Dustin Williams just did with his EG that he just bought and like put like probably like 5 or 6 grand into, and he's running like long endurance races with his EG.
I fucking love Hondas. You don't have to convince me. I don't care. I love them.
Like-
they're,
like
they're
that-
just
like-
I just
But that
like,
was the cool thing. Like to your point, is like there's cars that are built that
Oh,
way,
Chris.
and what Julio bought is the car that's built that way from Porsche. Like
well, it's like you could like I said, you could do like you could go real crazy and be like, oh, I want a Tech Art body kit, which please don't do that. Anyway,
don't. I'll
um,
smack you. I'll smack the shit.
but it's
out of
like, you know what I
I'll
mean. You can
smack
throw like
myself.
you can throw like a competition shifter in it. You can throw like a GT3 brake kit on it. You could do fucking center locks, factory center locks if you wanted to,
Yes.
which would be
Don't do
sex.
that.
But it'd be sex.
do that.
Why not? You don't want the part
Get
sale?
just get T37s.
Oh no. Okay. Okay.
Just
pause.
get T37s.
Yes.
It's
Never
the
mind.
answer.
Forget
It's
everything
the
else.
answer.
Do what he
It's-
said.
Jack Wheels. Jack Wheels. Do it.
Yeah,
Do
dude.
it.
Yeah.
Or VSXXs, bro.
No.
Oh
not-
my god.
Oh, VSX. I thought you were gonna say VSKXs. T37s, Workmeister S1s,
The
VSXXs,
point of the conversation is the
SSR
generation
Professor
he
ones,
bought is almost like the
Desmond
generation
Riga
that's like,
Masters. I could go on.
shut up.
Work CR Kawampi 3 pieces.
Oh,
Woo,
fuck
your
you.
Kwamis.
Oh, fuck you.
Ooh,
The
wet.
point of the conversation was just like
Wet.
the generation you bought was the workhorse that took Porsche from this we're trying to come out of this era of where we're not really known for our cars to now we're kind of known for like the Hondas of sports car world. I mean, we sold it at Porsche was this is the car that you could drive to work Monday through Friday. You could beat the shit out of it Saturday and
It's the
Sunday. at
everyday
the track.
supercar. Yeah, that's the thing.
And
It's
it's
the
gonna
everyday.
get you
Yeah.
to work on Monday, and he bought that generation. And like that generation was literally there was no bullshit electronics, there was no crazy Bluetooth screen, touch screen, all this shit.
But that's what's cool
Mechanically-
is like you can very easily put that, like if you wanted an Apple CarPlay head unit, you can very easily
Right.
put it in there without the whole car freaking the fuck out about it, right? Like
Correct.
Okay, hold
the
on. It
point
Wait,
costs
wait.
a lot of money. Don't
But
do
no,
it.
but
No.
even
it costs a lot of
Go
money.
see
even then,
Timmy.
for $4,000 you could do it. But for $4,000, four
For an
grand, you
Apple
could do it.
CarPlay head unit, it costs
Yes.
$4,000.
It's a wire harness,
Hey,
bro.
Yeah,
They just came out with like a Porsche Classic.
but even
Porsche
then,
Classic just came out with like a new
even then,
thing.
No, don't buy the
mechanically-
Porsche Classic one. Just buy a thing. Like you don't need the fucking. You know what I'm saying?
Buy a non-factory head unit to work with your electronics and your
Pioneer,
Yeah.
JBL.
Welcome. Remember that
That's
German engineering we were
fine.
talking about? The over engineering?
Just don't bring your car to me when your fucking electronics.
But
Is
are
it
having
that big of
issues.
a deal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well
it
that's
is.
stupid. That's
It
dumb.
is.
That's fucking dumb.
Your
well,
electronics
you
are
also have a
trash.
cell phone, so use your cell phone
Yeah,
for your
the
fucking Apple
electronics
CarPlay.
are trash in this car. But to the point is his car will just take and take and take and take the beating. Like that generation that he bought.
I'm starting to
was
feel like Mike might be
perfect.
sexually attracted to Julio's car.
oh, absolutely.
I am there.
Absolutely. If he went to sell it, like
I'm with him.
I would try to find a way to buy that car.
I don't
Like,
think
that car
we
is
could
like
split it. We could split it.
yeah, like
Is
that
it-
generation, that car, the aero kit, the way it's set up, that's a very rare car for that generation, and very
Yeah, It's
like
you
the
don't see it.
options that are on
You
that
don't see it.
car. Like what he has is a very polished gem of Porsche for that generation.
blue.
And it's
God.
that blue you didn't see a ton of, but at the same time, like
I'm
I
so
love that
glad
you
that I'm
don't-
just like letting you fuckers get this out of your system so
Oh,
we
God,
can not
yes.
talk about
I-
911s for at
no,
least
but
2
I
months.
love that he drives it. I love that he drives it because we were used to seeing people that you bring in a fucking 6-year-old car and it had 6,000 miles on it.
Eh,
And this car is
you know-
driven, it's enjoyed. He thoroughly enjoys.
Yeah, and
the
that's
fuck out
huge,
of it.
right? That's the other thing
Yeah.
that's huge is like a lot of
You
a
know
lot
what
of
would
the-
be a unicorn?
what, Christopher?
Chris?
What would be a
What would be-
unicorn?
A 13991 with that ducktail sport design spoiler on it.
You know, I
you
honestly
talking
agree
about-
with you, but they're pieces of shit.
You talking about that? Hey, kid, you talking about that white one?
No, the John Ferber's red one that he made.
I'm gonna go make a drink because I have
That's-
no idea what the fuck you guys are talking about.
Okay, Let me educate you, Brisket. That was not a 2013. That was a 2005. That was a
No,
997.1.
the red one with the ducktail and the wing on it. The
I
991.
Bro, do you know how many
With
times
the-
I detailed that car?
No.
understand it?
With the it's a new. I have the wallpaper. 991.
Don Ferber's car?
No, the one that he built that was like sitting in front of service for like the longest time. And they put the special like bike on it. Had the roof rack. It looks sick.
Oh, yeah. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. Don Ferber built a car just like Julio, but with ceramic brakes,
Ooh.
and it was red. Guards red.
It's red.
That car is in Tennessee now, unfortunately.
I mean, maybe it's for the better. I mean, California's smog laws, and it sucks.
It was a smog laws. They literally they sold it. I watched that car go through 4 or 5 hands. Not like in a bad way. That just people buy it, hang on to a couple years, drive it a couple miles, and then sell it. That car, as far last time I saw it was in Tennessee, and that was probably 4 or 5 years ago. So who knows where it's at now? But that car was Julio's car, but guards red. Everything was Alcantara, ceramic brakes, like pretty much straight pipe from headers back. Like that car was sexy.
I want a 992. I
Turbo
feel
S.
bad. I feel bad for Alex because he didn't get to be here, but like Chris got to ride in it. Mike, you got to see it, but you know the power
What, 992?
of the one I drove, the one that I got to borrow. 2021.
I work down the street. You can pick me up.
He-
You talking about the Turbo S?
the
Oh,
2021 Turbo S,
yeah.
already tuned. I mean, it probably had like
Yeah.
750, 800 horsepower. It was.
Are we still talking about 911s?
Yes, we are.
Yeah. We
We're talking about we're talking about Timmy's wedding and the 911 that his customer graciously let him borrow that
The
had
fact that he
damn
let
near
you drive that car is just,
damn near 800
Okay.
horsepower in this bitch. Like
The funny thing is like the way it happened. Like his friend brought in his 2015 911 Turbo S because like they were driving to Monterey and his tire pressures were all fucked up. And he shows up just to like wait for his friend so that I can fix them all and he's ready to go. And I'm just like bullshit and I'm just like, yeah, let me use it for my wedding next week. And he's like, okay. I was like, wait, really? Like, yeah, it's fine. Just don't break it. He let me have that thing for 4 days.
he let you have a $250,000 car for 4 days.
With 2,000 miles on it, and it was already tuned with a catless exhaust.
Alex's face.
Wow.
I have a comment about this. I'll be right there.
But before he tuned the
Has
car,
he ever watched our podcast?
he knows me.
He knows Timmy.
So
Does he
Before-
know about your WRX?
probably not. He probably doesn't.
That may have been information you should have disclosed. You can take it. I've destroyed a car before.
It's just
No.
different. so different. Like-
This man, I mean, he literally has a Lincoln Continental getting a Coyote motor and
Yeah.
transmission
Yeah.
and full bag suspension put
Yeah.
in at Diamond Auto
Is he single?
Sports, all custom made brackets. I mean,
You didn't answer
yeah.
my question. Is he
money to
single?
this man. I literally
He is
met
not.
him and his father. His father rolled in a blue GT3 RS, and he rolled in a 911 Turbo before he got this one. And that car had 700 horsepower when it originally came from stock with 500. So, like, the
So-
man has.
Fuck generational wealth, tax the rich. I'm just saying. Anyway,
Hey.
Already
None of that.
What is great, like his dad got the 991.2 Turbo S exclusive that comes with the golden carbon fiber and special
I've
gold.
seen that thing in
Got it
person. That thing
gray.
it's like
I think
It
it's
has a
sexy.
gray one.
it's like a car when you see it in photos and you're like, that thing's horrid. Why would anybody want that? And then you see it in
Yeah.
person, you're like, oh.
Yeah, that's sex.
Yeah.
That's sex.
So, I mean, driving this 992 Turbo S with a tune on it, I mean, I just got to say, it's very unnecessary. It's,
No,
you need to be.
Yeah, it is.
no.
You weren't willing to drive it, okay? You only let
Because
me
I
take it
knew,
for a
I
ride.
know you, I know you. Like we
is a
had
point.
hit a certain speed limit in which it could continue going, and I was like, oh, we're along for the ride now.
So we had the before I left Rover, we had the not the 992, the prior gen 911 turbo cab.
Yeah.
The one that Brian Myers wouldn't let anybody drive, and then the batteries died, and he had to let us drive it. Yes,
Two, yes, they're 605 horsepower.
right. That was stock. Okay?
Yeah.
Fast fuck.
Boy.
Boy.
Like just like so you know we had a lot of fast shit. We had the E63S, which is like a 630 horsepower.
Right.
Right. We were driving
Dumb
big.
to lock the keys up.
Yeah, but no. Just all I'm saying is like we had a lot. You know, we had a Trackhawk. We had SVRs there. SVRs are dumb fast for being 6,000 pounds or whatever the fuck they are. Right. There's no
Sure.
need for 3 tons to move
Dude,
that fast.
oh my god, I would love a Turbo S Cayenne and one of those to line up.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That'd be a good race.
sexy.
That'd be a good
That'd
race.
be a good race. I think the Turbo
I-
S gets it though.
I think
I
the
think
Turbo S. I think the Turbo S gets it on the long end, but I think
Yep.
off the snatch, the Rover has it by a half car till probably like 350 feet.
Hold on,
Because
odd fact.
that thing hooks, dude.
Yeah.
No, and the only reason why I'm going to say that is because I used to take it over the track in an SVR, take it through the water feature, get the tires and the brakes soaking wet, and then take it onto the street, stop, and fucking smack it, and it would just go.
Yep.
Like, didn't give a shit that it was on sport
That's-
contis with wet tires. It would just hook and dip.
Oh,
Like,
you need power? Let me apply that real quick.
I mean,
would you
what's
like
fucked
to
up
know
is, like,
more?
dude, you know what's fucked up is like those cars would gap someone towing a 20-foot trailer. Like,
Yeah.
that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
It'll pull 5,000
What-
pounds.
what-
Like
hey,
you
what's-
could literally, it could be Julio in his SVR pulling the M3 and still gap your marrow. I want you to think about that for a second.
I'm
It-
sad.
what's
That's
more
a
fucked
sad
up
fact. You just sell the car at that
is-
point.
Is the Cayenne Turbo S is right there, but they don't advertise that shit at all. Like the
Yeah, it's
Cayenne
weird,
Turbo S
right?
would literally smoke the fuck out of that thing long range. Like you go to Porsche training or the Porsche Experience Center,
Well, it's
they
got
have a
it's
hill.
got 80 horsepower. For the record, it's got 80 horsepower and
It's got a fucking hill like this, and you drive the car up the fucking hill, and you teeter two wheels, and you go, "Oh fuck!" Let me catch that real quick, and it like.
wait, are you
slows
saying
down.
off road it would smoke the Rover? Because I don't necessarily agree with that. And I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you why. Okay. I understand. I understand.
I
what you're
would
saying.
throw some money at that. I would throw some money at
I
that,
would
but
throw
I
some money at that, too.
I would agree because
'Cause
I've
that's
been
like
in a Rover.
Rover's
I've been in a
thing. You know what I
I've
mean?
been in
Like,
Rover and off road, and I've literally been in a supercharged, like luxury. It's not. What the fuck is that? The model called? It's
probably full-size
supercharged.
supercharged. Yeah.
It's basically
Porsche
like.
and Land Rover, please sponsor us.
Please.
Okay. Would you like to adopt
But it
our
was like
Please sponsor
10
us.
it was like 10 years ago, and like they had a supercharged Range Rover, all their
Whatever.
shit, right? And like I had the AC on, fucking
Your
radio
asshole's getting
blaring,
cooled.
and we're in the middle of fucking nowhere, and I've got this bitch on two wheels, and it's a Range Rover Sport, and we're rocking it back and forth, and I'm like, no wonder people buy these fucking cars. Like
So
you don't have to sell me on a Rover, like
But
what they
here's the
do
thing is like
is
let
crazy.
me roll something at you real quick. Okay. We had the track in the back, right? We had the track in the back. Okay. And you know, part of training as a salesperson is you have to get comfortable doing the track
Right,
because you
people
need to be
on
able
wreck,
to
yep.
you need to be able to do it with customers.
Wait, you
and
actually did the track? I thought that
I
was
used
just
to do-
like on display.
No,
All
I
the
did
time.
it every time, every customer.
What?
You have to do it.
Have you been over that track? Did you?
It's gone now.
No,
Yeah,
No!
dude, bro,
It's gone.
that shit was nuts. You should have told me. I would have taken you over it. That shit will fuck.
damn it!
Dude, you could literally roll the window down and like reach your arm out and like touch the ground kind of shit. Like
What?
And it used to fuck people up because the cambered turn, which was like a 37.5-degree cambered turn, right?
Yeah.
It's a fence and then a hill and then oncoming traffic on the freeway, right? So the
Yep.
thought is like, oh, we're gonna roll and die, right?
correct.
So you practice in the big Rovers, right? You the Range Rover
Mm.
Sports, the full sizes, even the Velars with air suspension and without the R dynamic kit and the big lip can take it really easy. But like the Disco Sports and the Evokes, they're front wheel drive based. They run an all wheel drive system. They're not actual like 4-wheel drive. So I had never done one in one of those. I had been in one, but I had never done one in one of those. And I remember it was raining, pissing rain. And I'm trying to slang this Disco Sport, and the dude's moving. He lives in Cali, but he's moving to, I think it was Michigan. I don't know. And he's like, we're going to be in snow and wet all the time. And I'm trying to buy something I know is safe. I'm looking at a Jeep right now, but they're a little rough around the edges and all that kinds of shit. And I'm going in and I'm grabbing the keys. And it's to a Disco Sport.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Which is, if nobody knows what a Land Rover Disco Sport is, it's like the RAV4 of fucking Land Rovers, right?
Yes.
Super
100%.
small, whatever. Don't have a ton of ground clearance.
Luxury Evoque.
Yeah. No, the Evoque is the luxury one. The Land Rover is
Yeah,
right. It's bigger, whatever.
Yeah.
It's stripped down.
A little bit. And I grabbed the key off the board and Zach, right?
Yeah.
Which
Zach.
for all of his flaws is an amazing Rover salesman. The guy's super good at his job as a salesperson. Shit sales manager, great salesperson. Guy was horrible.
Zach,
When I
we
have to-
love you, by the way. Just
When I have to
saying.
when I have to check my sales manager's numbers to make sure I'm not over promising on a car every single, he would hand me numbers and I'd look at it and be like, this is wrong. Anyway, like if you want to give the car away for this, I'm all for it, but I don't think this is what we want to do today. So he hands me the keys and he goes, "Are you gonna take him over the track?" I go, "It's a Disco Sport." He goes, "And?" I go, "It's been raining for 3 hours." And he goes, "And?" And he goes, "Take them over the track or turn them to somebody else who will."
Yes.
And I was
Wow.
yeah, like that. It was like my third
Yes.
night selling, right? And I'm like,
What the hell?
I'm like, fuck, I guess we're gonna fucking send it. You know what I mean? And the Disco Sport did it.
Yeah. All day long.
That slate rock
All
pit
day long.
completely soaking wet. The water feature filled up past the normal point of view. Kept it out, and the Disco Sport just fucking ate it up. Dog.
Yep.
No big
All
deal. You
day
just gotta
long,
give
bro.
it a bit more throttle. So when I tell you that like Rover is maniacal about off-road performance, because to be completely honest with you, it's the only thing they actually have going for them. Because like
Correct.
they're unreliable. You know what I'm saying? They're not as fast as everything else. Like I do think that in a straight line long enough, like a Cayenne Turbo S would smoke it, an SVR. And the other thing, the other major
Fuck your
reason why
Tacoma.
is nobody cares about your Tacoma. When we went to Defender training, right? So they sent us out to Johnson Valley for a weekend, and we got to the second day was literally just driving Defenders in the middle of the desert for like 6 to 8 hours, like to the point where it's like, oh, you need to take a shit. We have this wooden box with a hole in it, and you can go find a spot out in the desert for some privacy, and then bring the bag back, like that type shit, right? We're all in Defenders, and they're lifted on 33s with knobby tires and intakes and all that shit. And the trainers who are running the group are in a full size Rover on 22s. And
What?
it's just eating it up.
Yep.
Doesn't fucking care. Street tires, doesn't care.
No shit.
The all-wheel drive
Rovers
system,
are like
the off-road systems in those cars are so like when they work, 'cause Julio knows they don't always. Sometimes that center diff likes to take a shit and decides it's not going to lock anymore and all types of other shit, right? But
correct.
I mean, but realistically, like, what percentage of people take their Range Rovers
0.5.
off road?
0.5, yeah. But then you get the one old lady who decides she wants to win a fucking camel trophy in her fucking full size Rover, and it's like, well, she's got to be able to do it because that's what we do, right? So,
Oh my gosh.
but like, yeah, but when you consider the fact of like how heavy they are and all this other shit, it's like the shit those things can do is nuts, man. Like, so when it comes to full off road prowess, like, I think you could take the most gussied up full size Rover and give your Tacoma a run for its money off road
That's awesome.
while having its butthole cool. Yeah, it's also 3 times the cost of your fucking Tacoma, right? So it's like, where are you? Like, what are we doing here? Like, why are we doing this? You know what I mean? Like,
The old finance guy, Range Rover, he's building a like classic FJ.
Yeah.
That thing looks sick. I mean,
yeah,
like,
okay, you want to hear some crazy shit? You'll love this story because fucking Kevin, I still talk to Kevin all the time.
yeah.
Guess how much you bought that thing for?
How much?
Take a guess.
$5,000.
It's an FJ60. It's an FJ60, which is like one of the rarest FJs.
2,500.
Yes.
No, wait, what?
Yeah.
What? No way.
So his neighbor died. Okay.
Rip.
And the car had been just sitting out front forever, right?
Uh-huh.
And I think he had asked his neighbor a couple times if he would sell it, and he always told him no. And then after he died, there was a for sale sign in it, right? And so he goes over and he's talking to the brother about it. And you know, he's like, you know, what do you want for it, mate? And he goes, he's English, by the way. So
Yeah.
and very, very fat. But he goes, I don't know why that's relevant, but here we are. And he goes, I don't know. I was thinking, you know, anywhere between, you know, 22, 25. And he goes, 25,000 feels a bit steep. It's FJ60, right? They pull a fucking mint. And he goes, oh no, I meant 2,500. And Kevin goes, sold.
Yeah.
Bought it on the spot for 2,500. That thing's
Holy
probably
shit.
worth 17, 18 grand.
He could make
Oh,
so
yeah.
much. I mean, yeah. But
without
he's
fixing
been
it.
trying to restore that thing, but I'm like, I'm all for that. That
Yeah,
looks
so
cool.
he's done all the old man emu suspension shit. It's got 33s on it. He's had the power steering redone, the AC redone. He put a head unit in it so that he can do Bluetooth and all that shit, but it's like a Clarion unit that looks like a classic unit. He just put FJ62 mirrors on it, which I guess is like a really common mod for those things. I didn't know that, but it's all factory Toyota shit still, so it's cool. But it's like, that's fucking badass. That thing's rad, you know?
Mhm.
I'm in it. I'm here for it. Timmy looks like he wants to say something.
I'm chilling.
I know this was supposed to be German, but that
Every
diesel...
episode we're supposed to be a thing, and then it just doesn't. The
Yeah.
diesel, what? The diesel Prado?
Yeah, dude, that
I-
looks so sick. The Stormtrooper, bro. Oh,
Dude, they have like 3 of them right now, and I want one so bad, but it's like,
Yeah.
how much sense does that make, right? Like, on a daily basis?
all of it. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I know, you're probably right.
See, time the STI because they don't make that shit anymore.
Oh, here we go.
Dude,
We're sticking to German on this episode. So
I
stop
know.
We've been
It's
talking about
Stop
opposites.
it, kid.
We're opposites.
Stop it, kid.
I feel like he's got a point. Like, usually we get like 20 minutes of German car in our Japanese car episode, so I feel like it's only fair we get like 15
Yeah.
minutes of Japanese shit in our German. Like, you guys got the bullshit about 911s for a long time.
I'm sorry. How many times have we heard about Chris's taco tonight?
That's true.
Hey, twice.
Come on.
Twice.
Come on.
2.5.
Give me the
Maybe 7.
Give
But
me
who's
this
counting?
Reliability. Toyota.
Can I just point out how hard I'm gonna laugh if Chris goes one day that the Tacoma didn't start and he's late for work?
Upset.
Yes.
Disappointed.
Anyways,
I've been
this
had,
episode
betrayed,
was out- This
possibly
episode was about
bamboozled.
Mr. Julio and his German.
Julio's along for the ride.
Inspirations.
Look at him. He's
Right?
having a good. He's having a good. It's like, I'm here.
He's like,
Julio's ready for the next drive.
Right? We gotta
There
organize,
you go.
by the way. We gotta organize.
Let's go.
We gotta do this.
When
How
are you guys
about-
coming to Texas?
Let's go
Well,
right
hey,
now.
I mean, speaking of which, intercooler. Chris, drive your ass from Elk Grove to Rock.
Yeah, Chris,
I
come
know
on.
you ain't doing shit.
What do you mean? I got stuff. We got
No, you don't.
me and her got stuff.
So
to do.
Saturday, when I'm getting off work at 5
By the
p.m.
way, Chris is married.
What?
I hope she's listening right now.
As good as is this like an as good as situation?
I hope she's listening right now. Chris is married.
Kyle, I hope
Mhm.
Kyle's listening because Kyle better be ready.
Are we doing this?
Saturday, we're installing my intercooler, and
Yeah.
then we can
That
look at
fatty front mount joint? Is it a front mount?
It is a front mount with my RS style grill as well.
Yeah.
Do you
We
have
doing it.
all the piping for that shit?
It bolts right up to my stock shit.
Also,
Oh, so
Timmy's
it's pre-laid
exhaust actually
pipe.
sounds pretty good now.
Like it changed in the
Now.
last year.
You know, it just grew on me.
So
over
like, but
time.
like, here's my real question: like,
Chase-
how much
Chasing the
denser is
tailpipes
that?
it has.
Wow. I don't even know how to fucking. I don't know how to. I don't know where to go from here.
I'm
a
just
little-
saying. I'm just saying. And that's the Red Mist podcast, everybody.
Yeah, right. And on that bombshell, anyway,
What were you
Tom
saying?
goes, not gonna lie, I miss talking shit on Kyle. I need him here. Well, he's off.
I just
doing
read
rich
that.
kid shit.
Ah.
He's off doing even richer kid shit right now.
Yes, he is. Yes, he
I don't
is.
even
Applause to you,
on a-
Kyle.
know, man.
He's on a
Lots of
race
Kyle.
team now.
I know, right?
We're
He's
old
like a
news.
somebody.
He forgot about us.
I like how we're like, you know, the whole fucking premise of this show is supposed to be like regular car dudes, and it's like, oh, our buddy has a 911, and Chris has, and Mike has a GTR, and Kyle's off working on Huracans. And it's like,
Oh, by the way, Tim owns an S4.
S4.
And
It's all
Chris has a
good.
Tacoma.
And if nobody noticed, if nobody actually like,
Tacoma, baby.
We're the Average Guy Podcast. Average Guy Podcast.
Coma time.
for the record, Julio, you want to tell us the types of cars that you work on a daily basis?
Yeah, Porsches.
Uh-huh. And because I know you guys do other shit. Littering and smoking the reefer. Don't you guys do like
Italian
Lambos
Mustangs.
and shit like that?
Italian
he's like,
Mustangs.
Italian Mustangs. Don't you guys do Lambos and shit too?
Yeah. Lambos, Ferraris.
Yeah, but they're not as fun.
they're not as fun or as well engineered.
Chuck
Yeah,
and
but
Ben,
they
you guys
are more
awesome.
like, okay, but like Lambos will always have a special place in my heart because they're stupid, right?
Yep.
They're just like, they sound like F1 cars, and they're just like, how pointy can I make a vehicle, right? Like, like how
How
angular?
many angles?
Yeah. So if you wanted to drive a triangle, what would it look like?
A doorstop.
Basically.
Exactly. You just described an Aventador. I don't know if you right. So like, if anybody's like Porsche or Ferrari to me, I'm like, oh, I mean, Lambo or Ferrari. It's always Lambo because they're stupid. Speaking of Ferraris, though, I saw an SF90 on the way to work today.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know, man.
How was it?
He was mobbing, like cutting people off, mobbing. Did not give
Wow.
a fuck. Like acting like you. Okay, you know when you see that Altima on the freeway, and they're just like getting it.
oh
And
yeah.
like the bumpers have hanging off, right? And they're just fucking, yeah. That's how this dude was driving his SF90. Cutting off F-250s and just like fucking bombing. And I'm like,
Just
you
ain't
must-
care.
yeah, I'm like, you must really have it good. Cause like you would not see me whipping 350 grand around like that. For Tom saying, did you see the new GTR? It's not new.
But it's for another podcast. But the colors are fucking beautiful.
They're great.
beautiful.
They're
beautiful,
great.
but they're also old colors. Those are old R34 colors.
They're classic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
classic. I love
Yeah.
the Millennium
Yeah.
Jade. Millennium Jade is like, it's a classic color.
So I mean, Nissan admittedly really released that they're replacing that thing, right? So this is like the last
it.
iteration
Yeah,
of this car.
So Australia has already announced that I think next month is the end for the GTR in Australia, as we know it. There are 35, which means that obviously the rest of the world is not far behind. I mean, but it's just that thing of like, you know, if you go and you look at the interior of that T-Spec, which is a $200,000 car, and you go look at the interior of the new Z,
Mhm.
which is a $40,000 car,
Yeah.
and you tell me which one looks better, right?
Uh,
So there's yeah.
Well,
so
I
there's
mean,
this-
to a testament though, right? The GTR would be a classic interior considered now. So that'd be like a
Nah,
hipster
fam.
retrofit, like I need
Nah.
a classic.
no, almost like driving a Tacoma.
Oh, Wow, that wouldn't hurt. Ow.
But it's not my fault you paid 50 grand for a 12-year-old truck.
Hey, the off-road capability in that thing. I tell you what. I tell you what.
No, the Tacoma's cool. They're just they're pricey. They're pricey. Looking at my Rolly at due up here, it's about that time. This has been fun. I'm glad that I got to let these guys blow their collective load about 911s for an hour and a half. So that who knows? Maybe we'll go an
There was a
episode
lot of
without.
JDM talk. I just gotta say,
At
but it's
the
fun.
end, get the fuck.
Yeah.
I've
I'm
spent
mad. Keep going.
I've
I
spent the
mean-
last 24 episodes of this podcast trying to stop you guys from talking about 911.
Well, I
They're
mean,
just better.
Tom, if
They're-
you
they're
keep
just
talking about
better.
off-road Priuses, I fucking swear to God.
Tom, you're gonna get punched. You're gonna get punched.
Okay,
I hope
well,
your
bye.
dad goes to buy cigarettes and never comes back. Anyway, we appreciate you guys as always. Follow Julio on Instagram at Don_Julio.
Yes.
For some cool 911 track content. We will be back at it with Kyle in a couple of weeks and maybe a guest. I don't know. We haven't decided yet. Mike, any movement on the merch side of things?
Yes. We've
lying.
got no bullshit. We've got things coming. We've got shirts. I mean, it just depends on how much we want to do.
So that's like I said, he's lying.
Well, there's no lying. I'm waiting for you fuckers to send me money so we can just order this shit.
My mom
So let's do this.
I got the designs.
My mom beats
arranged.
you.
I don't even know what that means.
Tom, you're killing me.
I
bro.
don't,
I don't know
even
that-
killing me.
I don't know how to
You're killing
unpack that.
There is
Eat
merch
my dick
coming
like it
soon
owes me money. Yeah, well,
for the
it'll
people
be
that
all
are
over
watching. It'll be all over.
listening.
We're all gonna wear it. We're all gonna go to car shows with it. Whether you're in Texas, whether you're in California, it
We're all
doesn't matter.
gonna go look
we're
for
gonna rep
Tom's
it.
mom in it.
Yeah,
Hey.
Tom's mom's next.
Wait, Julio,
I
can I
ca-
shoot your car?
Yeah.
with a camera,
Yes!
not a gun, for the
Which
record.
one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit!
Ooh.
Fire!
Yeah.
You got to do
So-
both. Pack
I'm
it
down.
do
out.
that.
I'm fucking down. That's
Okay.
that's what's dope.
Okay, so wait. So Mike's back on Destiny. Timmy's playing Destiny. Chris re-downloaded Destiny. We're gonna stream Destiny on the Rev Match channel here. Let's do it
Yep.
next week. Pick a day.
Trials.
It'll have to be next Friday. That's only 3 people. So
Yeah, you
That's-
can't do that.
but we can play Crucible together. Pick a day.
Yeah.
You guys let me know which day. We'll make it
We'll
happen.
do it.
So I want to get this channel to affiliate. I think it'd be cool because then we get subs and stuff. You know what I mean? We
Yep,
can actually
do it.
people getting subbed to the channel and stuff. Anyway, like, follow, subscribe. You know what the fuck to do. You guys aren't stupid.
Get the fuck out of it!
Oh, that was aggressive.
Whatever. Don't hate on me. It's been
Okay.
2 hours.
Anyway,
Bye,
it
Felicia.
has not been too. Bye, Felicia's. You
Yes,
guys have a
it's
great
been
night.
an hour and 58 minutes. Bye.
We'll talk to you guys later.
Love
See ya.
you.